Okay, so this is another Markov model, like the one I showed you for the video with the baby crying, eating, sleeping, and pooping. Same thing, except a little bit more boring of an example. The steps are exactly the same. You start out with defacing the diagram. For your DLA, of course, you'll be defacing that same diagram, that similar kind of diagram. I start with the first piece of information they gave me, which is the bull economy. They said that there's a 25% chance of becoming a bear economy. So I put 0.25 on the arrow that's going to bear and a 0.10 on the recession, towards the recession. Now this piece that's coming back in, it's got to total up to 100% because I'm taking the bull probabilities and they have to add up to 1. So the blue piece is what was missing. 0.65 plus 0.25 plus 0.10 will have to add up to 1 because that's how I've split up the bull probabilities. You either are going to remain in bull or you're going to leave bull. I do the same thing for bear. The bear economy has a 30% chance of becoming a bull and a 15% of becoming a recession. So therefore, what remains is 0.55 because 0.55 plus 0.30 plus 0.50 will total up to be 1. And then I do the same for recession. I have a 45% chance of becoming bear. I have a 15% chance of becoming a bull. And then if I look at that, that leaves me with a 40% chance of remaining recession. The second step is to transcribe this diagram to a DDS. And if you do good practices and do this in a clean way, the rest of this problem will be easy. If I set AN to be the probability that the years after 2015 is going to be a bull economy, that was dictated to me by the WebAssign problem. They have a vector given to you where it says P sub n vector is A sub n, B sub n, C sub n, and they tell you what the A, B, and C are. That's on purpose, that they're lining it up so that your order of answers are going to be the same as their order of answers. If they didn't say that, you might choose the first equation to be about the bear economy. So they're kind of making sure that whatever you're entering is going to be the same thing that the answer is receiving. So they told you on the previous page that AN's the probability of being a bull economy in the nth year, BN's the probability of becoming the bear economy, and CN's the probability of becoming the recession economy. Once they've labeled those letters, I can start to now write down my equation for the AN. My AN was the bull economy. So 0.65 remains bull. So that's the 0.65. First of all, I highlight only the arrows going into bull. And the arrows going into bull are what remains in bull and what's the recession and bears contributing to the bull. So 0.65 remains bull. 0.30 comes from bear. The variable for bear is B sub n. And 0.15 comes from recession, which was C sub n. Now that I've lined them up this way, the rest of the equations also must be lined up. If I go to the bear and I highlight all in maroon that are coming into bear, I might be tempted to put 0.555 B sub n down first, but I want them to line up. So I look at what's coming from A sub n. A sub n is bull, 0.25. 0.25 A sub n minus 1 gets lined up here. 0.55 B sub n is what's staying inside B sub n. And 0.45 C sub n minus 1 is what's coming in from the recession. And notice I've lined them all up with the right coefficients. And C sub n is 0.10 times A sub n minus 1, 0.15 times B sub n minus 1. Notice I'm lining everything up again. 0.10 is coming from here, 0.15 is coming from here, and 0.40 is coming from here. I saw a couple curious things when I taught this 4 years ago. One was that faculty or students, cadets would actually not write this model down. They would go straight to the transition matrix and then make a mistake, a transcription error. The second thing, once you do that, you kind of lend yourself up for problems. The second thing is my class was doing this, but then sometimes cadets would not line it up. you need to line it up so that the rest of it's easy. So I just cross-check myself that these coefficients total up to 1, and they did, just to make sure I've lined it. I cross-check myself all the time, as you saw with the Markov model with the infant problem. All right, so here's my model. Transition matrix is too easy now. 0.65, 0.25. It's just the coefficient matrix of this DDS. So down they go as the coefficient matrix. Finally, I did not put in here, but in my WebAssign problem, they said to assume that 2015, which is time equals 0, is a bare economy. That forces B0 to be 1 because I'm 100% probability in 2015 of being the bare economy. That means that I'm going to be in one of those 3 states. So if I'm inside the bare economy, I'm not going to be inside the bull economy or the recession economy, so those get zeros. So yours will be different because it depends on which, your WebAssign will shuffle that. So this vector will change depending on what you get as your assume what happens in 2015. I'm going to stop here for the rest of this so that you can answer them.